Scorpio. Welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot. My name is Carol, and this is going to be a general reading for you. And you're going to notice there is no date on my reading because I trust that when it comes into your feed, it's meant for you. And so in today's reading, we're going to be tackling a tough subject for a lot of us, most of us, and it's going to be how to get more love in your life. And I think, for you to follow me through this video, you have to be pretty courageous to figure out, we're going to be looking at some of your patterns. And oftentimes we know that we have these patterns that show up in our life concerning love. We have people that are brought into our space over and over again, the same types of people. And sometimes they're just not available to us emotionally or even physically. And so we can't figure out why. Oftentimes we've sworn off of love. We have maybe decided that, real love is not available to me. I'm just someone that's going to have to live my life, the rest of my life alone. We could be with someone that we're not supposed to be with. That definitely is, maybe keeping us a bit sometimes traumatized in our situation where we're not recognizing what's happening in our relationships. So this does not have to be at all a intimate partner. This can just be the love that we want to get from people in general, relationships in our life, wanting really authentic relationships and not knowing why we can't get there. So I'm going to start off by looking at the blind spot that you have around love. And it could be, some sort of pattern that's showing up for you that you're not aware of. Sometimes we think we know what it is, but we're really going to put the focus on ourselves and look at what's going on with ourselves rather than looking at, the person that's with us or the person that we're talking about or just, people in general that are coming into our life. So we're going to look at the blind spot, something that you're not aware of around love. And then we're going to look at what is stopping you from getting the love that you want. Like what is really sitting in your unconscious that's pulling those strings for you, that's causing this to happen. Because believe it or not, we are inviting these people, if you want to use the word manifesting, these people into our life because there are parts of us that are unhealed, and they're going to continue to pull in these types of people so we can heal. So we're going to look at, what is it that needs healing? What's stopping you from getting the real love, the authentic love that you want? And then finally, we're going to begin, I'm going to ask the tarot to give some advice on how you can begin to shift or heal this response, this pattern around love that you're sitting with. So I'm going to be using the Tarot Grand Luxe for this reading, and I'm going to clarify it with the Radiant Rider-Waite deck. And so let's begin with asking what is Scorpio's blind spot? What do they have? What's their blind spot around love? So one card for that, please. One card for Scorpio's blind spot around love. There we go. You have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands to begin with. And then let's look at what's stopping Scorpio from getting the love that they want. Ooh, that one wanted to come up the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups, and that came up sideways, so we'll keep that sideways in case it means something. And then finally, let's get some advice for you as how you can begin to shift or heal your response to this pattern around love that is happening, keeps coming up for you. One card for that, please, for Scorpio. And you get the King of Coins. King of Coins. If you stare me, I often, in this particular deck, I know that I mix up the K and the KN, which is King and Knight, but that's all it'll give me is a K and a KN, and so I have to be real particular about it. I know that my Knights and my Kings are going to be coming out in these readings. I just feel it. All right, Seven of Wands. Can I have a couple cards to clarify, please? And only because I know what they mean around love. Okay, we have one card. I need one more here for Scorpio to clarify this Seven of Wands. Oh, okay. I will put these. I asked for one more, and it says, all right, here you go. Okay, so To clarify your 7 of Wands, you got the 9 of Swords in reverse. You have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. And the Hermit card in reverse. Interesting that all those 3 cards are in reverse. I often see reverse cards as sometimes a fear or a resistance to the upright meaning. So we'll see how that comes out. How about we look at the 9 of Cups? Can I have a couple cards for the 9 of Cups, please, for clarity? Yeah, that one was struggling to get out. One more. I don't want 10, but I want 1. Okay, oop. All right. King of Cups, another king here. The Fool. Fool card doesn't come out often. And the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. And King of Coins. Can I have some clarity for that? Tell me some more about the king here. 1 card and 1 more, please. One more card for Scorpio for this. King of Cups. Or King of Pentacles. Sorry, I don't know if I said cups, but it's a pentacle. I will read it as a pentacle. Okay, I'm looking for 1 more card. And then we can get started. Scorpio's waiting there patiently, I think. The Emperor in reverse. And the Ace of Pentacles. All right, so what blind spot does Scorpio have around love? What aren't they aware of? What aren't you aware of? You start off with the 7 of Wands. And 7 of Wands speaks about this individual that's at the top of this building here, this rock. And it, really trying to fight off those individuals that are below them. It really speaks of, Wands is a real fighting energy. So it really speaks of an individual that's very much alone in their journey, very much trying to, almost like take a stand on something. But these other people are going, no, you need to come down from that pedestal that you've put yourself on. And so it looks like that your blind spot is that you could be in right now, or you tend to, like your pattern, now look at the clarification here is, or that you tend to maybe surround yourself with individuals that don't support you and don't validate you. And that's how you feel. You feel like you're not supported and you're not validated in your relationship. So it's almost like that person that's just trying so hard to get someone, to love them or to just support them and to be on their side. But instead there's like this conflict going on where you just can't get someone to understand you, right? That frustration that comes in. And I see here that the 9 of Swords comes up in reverse, because whenever the 9 of Swords comes up, and swords is our mental energy, and this individual is being woken up in the middle of the night with all this head spinning going on, and a lot. And when I see this card for me, because it's a healing channel, in an upright position, it means that there are memories coming up around when you were younger, where you weren't supported and you weren't validated. But there's a real resistance on your part and a fear to maybe looking at these memories, right? You know that there's something around, not being supported or not being validated when you were younger. And there's memories around that. But yet you're not willing to look at them. And it takes courage to look at those, right? So we're going to look at what's coming up in your unconscious, your childhood that needs healing. That maybe is related to these memories that want to come up. And your 7 of Pentacles comes up, and in an upright position, the 7 of Pentacles speaks about this individual that's hoed all these pentacles all their life. And they've spent so much time, committed so many hours, right, to doing this. And at the end of the day, they're looking at this and they're just going like, is this it? Is this everything? This is in reverse for you. So, think about yourself going, is this it? Is this everything? And so I think that you're realizing that, when you go into these relationships, and, it could be intimate partners, it could be people, that you meet a friend, a new friend, and it happens. Sorry, I gotta take a drink of water. And it happens again over and over where it's like, why is this happening to me again? Is this it? Like, I put so much effort into this relationship and I'm not getting things back, right? You're not getting validated. You're not getting supported. You're not feeling the love back. And the last card that comes up is the Hermit card. And the Hermit card is this universal archetypal force out there for us. It's in reverse. It's a major arcana card, and it talks about going inwards to find out. Going inwards to find out what's going on with you, Scorpio. I don't know, Scorpio, if you know about your sign or not. Like, some people that listen to this may be very aware of, what a Scorpio, what it means to be Scorpio. But one of the traits of a true Scorpio is that, you're very much known for secrets, and you're very much a sign that you want to almost become like that detective kind of person where you want to find out what this is about. And I think this is why this card is coming up for you. It's like, it's time here to go inwards to figure out, okay, where is this pattern coming from where you're continually, seeing this pattern of in your relationships where people just aren't giving you what you're giving them, and why you don't feel supported and validated in your relationships when you put all this effort into, like, you're very much a sensitive and a compassionate sign, and you put that, you're very devoted, right? Like, I think, sort of one of your traits also that could really be a detriment to you is that you will hang on to people. You're very loyal. Like, you will devote yourself to someone and hang on to them. Like, once it's a friend forever. Even if you're not feeling this validation and this support around people, you will hang on to them. But I think it's time now where this Hermit card in reverse is kind of saying, and there's a resistance on your part to doing it. It's like, you need to look at this. It's time to look at this pattern. So let's go over here and we're going to say, okay, what's stopping you from getting the love that you want? What is it? What is it when you're giving everything and you totally devote yourself to this relationship, but you're not getting it back? What is it? And rather than look at, like I said, our outside world and figure out, okay, why isn't that person doing this for me? It's like, okay, what is it in me? What's in my shadow? What's in my unconscious? What have I buried when I was younger that, this happened to me? Something happened to me where I continually invite these people in because they're here to teach you a lesson, but I'm here to kind of help you with, you see your blind spot and see, what's going on with you. And so you have the Nine of Cups kind of sideways, and in your when you were younger, could be when you were a teenager, younger, you have this Nine of Cups, and it was kind of it was sideways. And the Nine of Cups speaks about this individual. We're all meant to, when we're younger, we're meant to feel this entire range of emotion, like the 10 of Cups. This individual is 1 cup away from the 10. And guess what this individual has done? He stopped. He says, I'm good. I'm going to start drinking out of these cups now. I'm good. I don't need another cup. I don't need to get to that 10 because, that 10 means I got to go a little bit deeper. And I'm like, cups are all about emotions. So he's decided, I call this guy my spiritual bypasser. I call him my shadow bypasser. He's the one that says, I'm good, I'm done, I don't want to feel anymore. But this is from your shadow. Like, this is when you were younger. And so I think a part of you, partially like gave up here and kind of was told that your emotions didn't matter. Your feelings didn't matter. And sometimes when we feel like that, for some reason you became afraid to go a little bit deeper to feel, right? Like I said, you're a sensitive sign. And so, Scorpio, you could have been told when you were younger that you were a sucky baby or a crybaby. And you could have been, shamed for feeling your emotions. And this is where this individual comes in, where he just kind of says, you know what, I'm done then. I guess I'm done. And then you have a king that shows up. And like I said, kings and knights are going to be showing up a bit in these readings. And the king is the ego part of us. It's the masculine part of us. We all have a feminine and a masculine side to us. It doesn't matter what gender we are. We have both of them. And the masculine side's our ego self. And when we're younger, when you are shamed for your emotions, you know, shamed for showing and feeling your emotions, your ego self will come in, because shame, you know, it's a big emotion for a lot of us to feel when we're younger. Like, we just can't feel that feeling of hopelessness and unworthiness, right? It's unworthiness. That's what shame is. So this king comes in when we're younger, the King of Cups, and he's all about emotions again. And he really will put you up in your head when you're younger and say, okay, I'm going to take you out of your body. Because body is where we feel our emotions. We don't feel from up here. You know, we got to go down into our body. We got to feel, we got to get grounded into our body. But this particular king is petrified of emotions. When we were younger, it kept us safe. It kept us safe from those big emotions. And so you've got very much a block here. You've got your ego self that when you're younger, that's blocked. You know, some of your emotions that have just been going a little bit deeper because you learned that your emotions weren't safe when you were younger. They just weren't safe. And the Fool card comes in your shadow. And the Fool card can refer to that child innocence, you know, that innocence we had of just being us and just, you know, being us and feeling all our emotions. And you know, but there was this card signifies usually that willingness to take that jump, not being afraid to take that jump. And I think you became afraid when, you know, and that's this king set in here where you had a lot of fear around your emotions. Two of Pentacles comes in as the last card, and it talks about that individual that's very ungrounded, his juggler. He's trying to juggle these cards, these pentacles in his hand, right? Very much an individual that's, because it's in your shadow, I can say it's somebody that's dissociated. And that's, I think, what happened to you. And it's in reverse here in your shadow, because I think you really can't, I'm going to say, you know, as a child, you learned to, your ego self kicked in and you learn to stay up in your head because you know that emotions aren't a safe thing for you. You learned that when you were younger. They're not a safe thing for you. And so here you are surrounding yourself around people that don't support you and don't validate you. And maybe you feel trapped, right? Because you have this Seven of Pentacles coming up here where it's like you've kind of given up. Because when you were younger, you learned that you weren't allowed to, you didn't trust your emotions. You learned to put them away. And, you know, you weren't allowed to take them out. You sort of gave up your ego self. They were a dangerous thing. And that's what's happening right here, is that's why you continue to surround yourself with people that don't support you and don't validate you. And they're trying to almost like trigger you into speaking what you really feel and to saying what you really think. But you've learned this fear. There's this fear in saying what you really feel and what you really think. And your go-to as a child was just to give up and just kind of say, well, I guess this is the way it's going to be. I guess this is the way it's going to be. I'm going to continue to surround myself by these people that do not support me and validate me, just like when you were younger and you had to give up, right? This individual that just, you know, I'm giving up after the Nine of Cups. I don't want to go any deeper here. You learned when you were younger not to go any deeper with your emotions, right? And so that's why these people around you don't validate you, don't support you, because they're continuing to bring up what stuff needs healing here. And so what's the guidance from the tarot? How can you begin to shift this response that you have here? How can you shift this pattern around love that we've been dealing with right here? Well, you got to start off with the king here. Here's the King of Coins. Now here's your second king in the deck. And again, like I said, the king is our ego self. And you have very much a king right now. This isn't the King of Cups. You had the King of Cups in your shadow, now in your unconscious. But right now you've got the King here. And it's saying, don't you dare go into your body. Don't you dare. It wants to keep you up here. That's where it keeps you safe, Scorpio. Keeps you up in your body, or in your head. It doesn't want you to go into your body. It doesn't want you to feel. But this King here, so you have to recognize that you've got a part of you, your ego self, that is keeping you in your head, trying to get you to not feel, you see, because when you were younger, you shut down. And so there's a real part of you that needs to get back, that sensitive part of you. You need to feel some of these things when you were younger where you were blocked from feeling your emotions. And you have the Emperor in reverse. The Emperor card is, again, this masculine energy. And I like to, this is kind of like the rules of society that we've learned, you know. It's time for you to start questioning them. What have you learned? What have you learned about being a sensitive person, Scorpio? What have you learned what it means to feel your emotions? What have you learned about getting back into your body? Like all those things, right? Because this particular King of Pentacles, like I said, does not want you to get back in your body, does not want you to feel these emotions that you're meant to feel. It's really time, Scorpio, for you to get out of your head and to ground into your body. Ground into your body. And I'm not making this up. Here's the tarot that says, here's the Ace of Pentacles. An ace in my deck is a gift. It's an offer from the universe. And it's a pentacle. Beautiful pentacle. It's like, here you go, Scorpio. Here's your body. Let me introduce you to your body. This is where you feel. This is where you feel all these shitty emotions that you have sitting right here about, you know, not being able to feel your emotions and becoming that sensitive individual. It's okay to be sensitive. And maybe you've been told by people that you're a sensitive person. That's just somebody that feels. That's all it means, right? And so this is a gift. It's in reverse here because there's a resistance on your part to going in. And that's this king, this ego self of us that says, no, don't you dare. Don't. It's fear. It lives in so much fear of you going into your body and feeling these emotions. It thinks you're in a dangerous place. It still thinks it's in your child here. It's protecting you like it did when you were a child. But you need to let your ego know that, no, we're doing this. We're doing this. We're going to get into our body and I'm going to start to feel. I'm going to start to feel what happened to me when I was younger, when I wasn't allowed to feel my emotions. I couldn't feel them all. They told me I wasn't allowed to. Well, you're going to start to feel that. And that's going to get you on your way to getting the love that you deserve, getting the love back in your life that it's going to shift. And once you start to shift that, you're going to notice that you don't put up with the same bullshit that you might be putting up with now in your relationships, right? It kind of gives you a voice. It starts to give you a little bit of a voice back. And you go, no, I'm not accepting that anymore. If you don't validate and support me, I don't want you in my life anymore. And that's how this journey starts to work. And so I'm going to leave you with your 2025 reading that I did for you, Scorpio. And I'm also going to leave you with a playlist on how to ground. Very, very important to learn how to ground, to get back into your body. When I say the word grounding, people kind of go, well, what does that mean to ground? I'll give you some videos. I take you in my backyard. Did these videos a few years ago. They still work. I use them all the time. I use those techniques on there all the time to ground myself. And to get in touch with what are these emotions I need to feel. So have compassion for yourself, Scorpio, for what you're working through right now. This journey, this healing journey is the most difficult journey of your life, but it's the most important one. Take care and I'll talk soon. Bye.